Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're going to be playing through MAP27 of the Megawatt 5 Rooms of Doom. Because this is a slaughter map, we'll have to start it by running around. There are a lot of monsters placed in this beautifully designed room, and we have to make sure that a lot of infighting occurs so that things calm down a little bit. Now, there's a lot of opinions going around that, hey, isn't it tedious to play slaughter maps where half of the time you're just running around? And I'd have to say that, at least for me, there's a certain degree of satisfaction from knowing that once you enter the room like this, you sort of know what to do. Additionally, we're not just running around. We can use this time to upgrade our stack. So in this case, we're now going to get our super shotgun, which is right there. Now we can also take part in cleaning up. In order to beat this map, we'll have to take it in stages. You'll see what I mean later on, but suffice it to say, there are triggers that release hordes of enemies, and it is our goal to make sure that we take advantage of knowing what these triggers are and trigger them or launch these hordes of enemies exactly when we're ready for them. So for example, I'm not grabbing a rocket launcher precisely because doing so will unleash a couple of enemies that we don't want to see just yet. Okay, so we're almost done here. What we can start doing is killing revenants. Okay. It's time to get some more ammo. Okay, so I believe that there are no more revenants left, and their rockets with internal guidance are no longer a threat. We can take on the Mancubi now, or should I say Mancubi. Okay, so I need a little bit more of ammo. So there's, of course, a very sufficient amount of ammo on this level. However, unlike, I guess, the image and the typical stereotype of slaughter maps go, the amount of ammo, while sufficient, is not overwhelming. So you actually have to mind your ammo and make sure that you're always equipped with enough of bullets, rockets, and all that good stuff. So you can shoot away without worry, but you have to make sure that you're not overdoing it. Each time a new portion of the map will open, you'll get more ammunition, but it's never too much, so you have to be careful. Alright, so now I believe that we can tackle the next stage of the level. So in order to trigger it, we just have to take this rocket launcher. See? You're probably guessing why I decided to take this separately. If we would have to do this while there were revenants and imps and Mancubi and all the demons running around, it would have been much more challenging. But these guys are not very threatening at this point. We can kill them off. Incidentally, there's not too many rockets on this level, and although there's always a fair amount of it, like of rocket ammunition, there's never too much, and frequently we'll probably find ourselves without said rockets. Okay, so we're done now, and now it is time to launch the next wave of evil. In order to do that, we'll have to find our Mancubi island and press that little button. Before that, we'll grab invisibility. So the next wave consists of demons and lost souls. We're going to run around a little bit again to allow for a bit of infighting, to allow for things to calm down a bit. The next stage will be arachnotrons, and while I'm going to launch them before all these enemies are dead, I'm not gonna do it just now. I'm in a little bit of space. By the way, here we have a chain gun. Okay. So I think we're on our way. Notice that at this point I still have not actually started saving my progress. I will do so shortly. I'm sure that for this video I'll probably have to reload several times. There are a couple of really close encounters that I want to make sure I avoid doing without a save. Okay. By the way, while we're running around, I can tell you a little bit about the secrets on this level. So the secrets on this level happen to mostly be of a kind of geographical type. What I mean by this is that it's not that you have to figure out a secret switch or a secret door, it's that you have to be dexterous enough to get to a certain ledge or find a way to walk up a certain stone and be able to grab that ammo or a health power up. Having said that, the game claims to have around, in fact, exactly 15 secrets. And to tell you the truth, before filming this, I have not figured out most of them. However, because I was able to actually beat the level, I decided that this is enough, and I don't really want to peek into the map editor to find all of them. I did do my best to find some of them, but unfortunately, this map was beyond my ability to do so. Alright, so we're now going here, and I'm saving. And the reason why I'm saving is because this is the next trigger. This is the trigger that unleashes arachnotrons. So arachnotrons are an angry bunch, and they're going to try to obliterate us, of course. That's their program. At the same time, the reason why I do that before cleaning up all the other monsters is because I want to make sure that some of the infighting affects them as well. There will be several stages at this point in this level where you get monocultures, monsters of a single type, and the bad thing about it is that there's very little infighting that you can benefit from. So, okay, there's not too much that we get from this, but... Alright, we're still running around. By the time we finish with this level, you might have a funny optical effect of closing your eyes and seeing a road in front of you and feel that you're running. But that's fine. That is only temporary. Okay. We're actually in a good position right now. Notice that there are almost no lost souls. And... actually almost no pinkies as well. So we're free to maybe take out our rocket launcher and see if we can finish some of the job like this. Oh yes, indeed. There are also Caco demons. I don't actually remember when they fly out. Somehow I forgot they are here as well, but I don't think they have a very strong presence at this point. Okay. Always. Okay. Notice that we don't have enough rockets, and so we'll have to get a little bit of them. So there is a secret, but I I'm hesitating to actually use it because it's in the open and I'm gonna be hit by all of these guys, by the angry mob of Arachnotrons. Okay, it's not so bad, but we need a little bit more ammo. So let me see. Okay, we'll get the secret then. This is the secret. It was just a simple small step that allows you to jump onto that ledge and get your ammo. So we got a little bit more. Alright, so I think we're done with that. And our next goal is this. Each time you grab a weapon, you unleash more monsters, but each time you grab a key, you do the same. We're not going to use up the medikits here, just for the benefit of fixing, 4% of our health. Alright, so what we have here are arc vials. And interestingly enough, in this map, which is incredibly well designed, and the author of this map is Eon FGE, arc vials are always placed in kind of distant fire positions. Not just trying to resurrect all the enemies you've killed before, but usually placing them on pillars or columns so that they actually are dangerous to you, but you can take them out by strategically approaching them. You'll see this trick several times in this map, and it actually is very satisfying to get rid of those guys. Okay. There's a couple of Caco demons, and interestingly enough, they're coming out of a kind of opening right there, which we'll have to visit because it contains some rockets. It is one of those secrets that I talked about before, where it really relies on a little bit of dexterity on your part, as opposed to knowing the secret. It seems that arc vial's range is quite enough to try to target us, so we'll see if we can take it out from here. Finding the right place to shoot from is key to beating this map. We'll see this in several other places as well. Okay, so let's see if I can actually get those rockets. There's a sharp edge that prevents me from easily getting there, but with a little bit of work, we'll get there most definitely. Alright, so we got more rockets. That might actually help us to take these guys out faster. Have to be very careful here. So, see if we can maybe target them from here. Okay, good. So I think this is good because it allows us to maybe carefully approach this one and even use our shotgun to kill it. Good. And by the way, here's some more rockets right over here. The resurrected imp was placed on extended leave again. Alright, so this is what we have now. The next trigger is this yellow door. So first, allow me to skip these shells so that I don't use them yet. I have enough ammo. The next wave should be relatively easy. However, there's one thing I have to tell you about this map. As much as I want a backpack, I was not able to find it. So I constantly have to replenish my ammo or waste boxes of ammo when I have, for example, 40 shells and I accidentally stumble upon a shell box, and then that means that I've just wasted a bunch of them. But anyway, this is not that big of a problem here. As I said, this map is pretty generous with ammo, but just not overly generous. Okay, allow me to save here. Now let's proceed. Ah. All right. So, we have a bunch of Hell Knights, but of course, our primary attention is going to be focused on the Revenant group right over there. Let's see if we can take them out with rockets quickly. Standard circle strafe, nothing special. Also, kill these quickly with rockets. Okay. Another Hell Knight right over here. And some additional enemies, namely Pinkies. Yeah, there's always one Pinky stuck there. I guess this is either a map compatibility problem or just design flaw. And now it's down there. I think a couple of more are in there as well, but anyway, we're not going to worry about it right now. Okay, so now we're at a very important part of the map. Just before we unleash yet another wave of evil, take a look at the absolutely beautiful, breathtaking design of this level. I mean, the detail, these, gray and red colors are absolutely gorgeous. I'm really loving the design. And not only that, you'll see that this design is not only extremely detailed, it's also completely relevant to gameplay. Oh, and notice these kind of flashing red stones, which are not harmful. In a moment, they're going to turn into lakes of lava. So, let me save. And here we go. This is probably the most difficult, in fact, devastating part of the map for me. Not only do we have to be relatively accurate in our firing, we're also facing fire from everywhere. We're basically on the stage, and the whole hell is in the audience, shooting at us. Pretty dramatic, if you ask me. But our goal, again, is to induce some infighting, survive this onslaught of enemies on top here, so that means mostly imps and cacodemons. Perhaps I'll switch to super shotgun so that I have more rockets left. We'll need them. We'll need them very soon. So that is not the difficult part. Look, there's a lot of self-adjusting projectiles being hurled at us. Okay, we're going to grab a radiation suit to help us on our way. And probably you've heard this. There was a sound of a spider mastermind dying, which is very helpful because the spider mastermind is located right over here. The fact that it's dead will make it much simpler for us. So this is a spot that I've searched for quite a long time when learning how to beat this map. Because it is the only place where you're more or less shielded from all the projectiles. And now our goal is to first kill this Revenant group over there. So we have just one of them left. But at the same time, you have to wait for all the projectiles to fly around. And good. So this is dead now. The group is dead. But we have one more problem right over here. We're not targeted by anyone from that direction anymore, but we have a Revenant over there that I think we can reach, which is good. And we'll have to jump onto that ledge, which you see right in front of us. Alright, so what we have here right now is we have this group of Arachnotrons right over there. We have Revenants over there. Have to be very careful here. Remember, we are on the stage. And we have an Arc Vial there. So nothing terribly impossible. And there's a good opening to actually get there and make sure that we're in the best position to tackle these challenges. So we're find ourselves here. Perhaps I can collect some rockets. You can never have enough rockets here. And each time you show your face, you have to wait for this barrage of projectiles. Make sure that it's over. Okay. Aha, there's a chain gunner. His days are numbered. Okay, so this is where we are right now. This is the group right there. You also saw an Arc Vial, right? And here's another Arc Vial. Notice that these monsters are placed carefully. You have an out each time. You have a way to target them. Here's why I'm not shooting at the Arc Vial with a rocket launcher. The problem with these enemies is that they can frequently fall down from the pillars they're standing on and end up in the lava river, which is going to be extremely challenging then. Imagine this dude walking around the lava river, resurrecting all the enemies that are the corpses of which are now lying down there. So this is very, very challenging. So let's maybe use a plasma gun for it. Even when using the plasma gun, I had this happen to me. That's exactly what happened right now. So let's see if we can... Okay, we just killed him. Good. But we have another one. Have to be very careful here. Oh. Good. Another Arc Vial is dead, and now we're free to proceed. So where do we proceed? Well, the cool part of that design, remember I mentioned this, that it's not only beautiful, it's also practical, is that there are ledges created specifically so that you can jump from one island to another. So we're not seeing any like ledge over here because there you go. That's a ledge that allows you to jump from one island to another. So this is very cleverly done. You don't recognize that this is what it is when there are still stones there, but now that there's a lava river, you can see that this is what it was. Okay, so this is where we are right now. We have those guys right over there, Arachnotrons, many of them, and we have a Revenant group over there. They're not really reachable from here, at least not if you use rockets. But these guys are. That's why this little place here is so important. It's a very strategic location. And that's why I really enjoy playing this map, because it actually takes you time to find these locations and to work out a strategy on how to defeat the monsters. And once you do find it, it's so satisfying. It's time to be more daring. One mistake and we could be dead. So let's make sure that's them. They are dead and not us. Okay, so it's working out pretty well right now. Okay. man. I have to use a shotgun right now, I think. Okay, good. Now all we have left are these couple of arachnotrons, which we can kill fairly quickly, I think. In fact, we can use the bullets. We haven't used our chain gun at all, I think, right? Okay, good. Okay, so this was a big thing. It actually took me a while, and I have, you know, I have to be honest with you, I had to reload part of the level because when I was doing it for the first time while recording, what happened was that the spider mastermind was not actually killed by the infighting, and that turned out to be an important variable. So you want the spider mastermind to be dead. Otherwise, you're using too much ammo on it, and because you can't face the revenants, this group that was right over here. And so because the mastermind is here, it's looking right at you and shooting at you. So you first have to get rid of it, and then you can go and target that group over there. But once you're done with these two, you can then go here and face the group over there, and then the arachnotrons right over there. So again, we're using the ledges to jump from island to island here. So now we have a blue key, and that's our next trigger. Let's go. So this obviously is a fake exit. There is no exit at all. But there's a red key. This is what we have. A cyber demon. And we love cyber demons, don't we? Right now what we have to do is just kill the cyber demon. Good. Finally, it's done. So, what do we do now? Well, our next step is this one. I'm taking out a plasma gun for a reason. Yep. Okay. And there's a button that will unleash the next wave of enemies. We also have some secrets open. Invisibility. Another stash. Alright. Let's do it. Another bunch of arc vials. So what we actually have to do here right now is destroy these two couples of Hell Knights, because this alcove is actually going to serve a good base for us, good cover. A mere setback. Alright, so what we need to do right now is this. We need to destroy some of the enemies. Obviously, Arc Vial sends a couple of Caco demons our way, but that's fine. We're not afraid of them. We're gonna take them down, but the rest of the enemies, just like is characteristic and normal for this level, they have been revived, but only partially, because Arc Vials are only on some islands. In fact, as far as I remember, there are only 3 of them, as usual. And there's a good way to address that situation. A lot of okay, good. Got rid of this one. Now, let's see if we can get rid of that one. Okay, good. So we have... aha, yeah, we have another one right over there. That's right. Let's see if we can address the threat from right over there. Ah. It's pretty dangerous, but we can handle it. We've handled worse situations today. So let's see. Okay, let's start with that one. Okay, good. See if we can address the remnant as well. Good. It's dead. We can now relax a little bit. So the only real threat we have is that revenant over there. So let's see what we can do about it. We no longer face... some projectiles over there, but not too much. Okay, good. This is done. Okay. A little concerning, but not too much. Ah, we have no shells whatsoever. That's not very good. What about bullets? We have a bit of bullets. So let's use them. So the same pillar occupied previously by an arc vial is now occupied by a revenant. It's fine. Let's see if we can reach this one. Also, we're getting fire from that direction. I think we're in relative safety over here. Perhaps our chain gun is not as effective from this distance, but at least we're still hitting him. Okay, this was a close one. Close one. Okay, what else do we have? Aha! We have a couple of mancubi right over there. Really, all we have to do is jump over here. Alright, so now we are basically almost done. Believe it or not, we're almost done with this level. Huh. Almost done, and I'm almost killed. So we have to be very careful from now on. There's a bit of help right over here. A bit of rockets, huh? That took care of him. No more imp either. So, there's a nice bridge that you can see. It was formed just some time ago because this was the only way to actually get back to that hell stage. Okay, and now we have killed all monsters, 156 out of 156. Unfortunately, only 2 secrets. Nevertheless, this is the end of the level. Let's dive in. Alright, thank you for spending this time with me. This was an absolutely magnificent level. I loved it. The design was beautiful. Everything made sense. Monster placement was magnificent. I love the fact that you can actually crack this puzzle by carefully controlling the stages of enemy waves. And at the same time, I loved the way the level actually changed throughout our journey and turned into this absolutely devious world of lava, rivers, and islands. Incredible. This was an absolutely satisfying setting where I felt that there were a lot of monsters, but they were manageable, and I actually complained on the Doom World forum that I have no idea how to beat this level. But now, after having spent a couple of days with it, I'm glad that I did, and there's a certain feeling of satisfaction that you get from really beating a huge epic level like that. So huge thanks to the author. Again, the author of this level is Eon FGE. And huge thanks to you, the viewer, especially if you have reached this point in the recording. Thank you, and see you next time.